Hello there everybody, Bullobo10000 here, bringing you another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate BBTT Twitter Theory video, and today we are going to be taking a look at a Twitter theory based on the 3.0 update, because that is the talk of the town right now. I made my own speculation video on it, and people have been sending me threads based on my speculation video, which is very exciting, and we're going to be focusing on one of those today. But before we get into today's video, I want to first things first give a shout out to all of my supporters, patrons, and subscribers. You guys are amazing. You let me do this as a job, and it's the best feeling in the world. I really love your support, and I hope we can continue to move forwards this year with even more crazy videos and cool stuff. And secondly, I want to shout out my new map series from Minecraft, Diversity 3. We finished Ant Farm Survival on the 19th, and now we're starting up Diversity 3, which is one of the most anticipated Minecraft custom maps in the Minecraft community. It is 21 months in the making. Many massive names from the Minecraft scene came together to create this massive map, and it is just so much fun so far. I would really recommend you check the series out, if only to give the creator some support, because he really deserves it, as well as the rest of the team that helped to create that map. Links will be down below, card in the top right corner, click it if you're interested. So let's get to today's Twitter theory thread, and it is by Bill at Fungi Gamers. So let's just get straight into this. Hey, fellow Bill and speculators, wanted to throw out a short and sweet Smash theory based upon some previous thoughts alongside the new 3.0 update. TLDR 3.0 outlined that DLC will likely be in publisher-based packs, and thus third party. And I kind of agree with that, so let's get into this. Now, the tweets for this thread specifically are pictures as opposed to tweets. They are pictures that were posted in a tweet, so I'll be reading from the pictures, and that's what you will see on screen. So let's start off with the first picture. Quick refresher of what we know. New franchises selected for DLC. Noted by Reggie at the Video Game Awards, these DLC characters are new to the series, not anticipated to be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This does not deconfirm first-party characters, but the insistence of new character experiences and focus on Joker as a prime example of the DLC lineup should be noted with the following analysis. Just remember, post-release content is a critical tactic for them. He also claimed that there weren't plans for any other microtransactions for the game, but I'll get into that later. So, yep, I also do believe that third parties is the way that we are going to be going when it comes to these new franchises for DLC. Whether you read into Reggie's words or not, I think at this point it is very clear that we're going to be getting a lot of third parties, and it just makes sense, so let's get into this theory. New stages and music, the 4 pillars of representation. I will expand upon this 2 of 4 pillars soon, but as previously noted by Nintendo themselves, each DLC character is to have their own new stage and music. Again, this by itself doesn't deconfirm first parties, but as with the other 2 of 4 pillars, I just wanted to quickly note that if a series is well represented by an existing stage or music in the game, they are likely not getting back in. I agree with this. What is the point of adding Bandana D, for example, if we're just going to add another Kirby stage and more Kirby music when we already have enough of that in the game as is? This is the perfect opportunity for Nintendo to reach out and get series that have never had playable representation in Smash before into this game with a new stage, new music, give it the whole shebang. We got 11 music tracks for Persona 5 and a brilliant stage, so just imagine what they can do with other new franchises. It's very exciting, and I just feel like if we're going to be speculating from now on, I just feel like the franchises that already exist in game, unless it's Final Fantasy, because for some reason we potentially could get some actual music. It's not going to happen, but you know, unless it's Final Fantasy, which doesn't have any goddamn music to its name anyway, I think we can safely rule out any of the other franchises. So let's continue. This brings me to the new information from 3.0, the final 2 pillars. Firstly, new spirits. As BillyVay10k noted in his 3.0 analysis, each new DLC character is to come with their own special spirit board. As with the first 2 pillars of stages and music, this strongly implies that franchises well represented with spirits are also taking a big hit in likelihood of appearance. But there is one final important pillar folks are missing: Mii costumes. This isn't the first thread that's been sent to me that's discussed Mii costumes, by the way, but this is the one that I think was most interesting. So, basically, he agrees with my point that I made in my speculation video about new spirits and about the spirit board and how we're not going to get a board specifically for Kirby spirits when we've already got Kirby spirits in-game, same with Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, etc., which means that we probably won't be getting a Fire Emblem Three Houses rep, and we probably won't be getting a Pokemon Generation 8 rep. Thank fucking God. Okay, let's move on and see what he talks about with the Mii costumes. Mii costumes. 3.0 brought us Mii costumes for Persona 5, 4, and 3, which makes sense because that's the franchise Joker's DLC highlights. However, Sonic costumes from Smash 4 were also reintroduced alongside this. This might be confusing, but here's a key link here. Publisher. Atlus is a subsidiary of Sega and is one of technically 3 franchises represented by the company, the other being Bayonetta. Yes, Bayonetta is developed by Platinum Games, but was initially published by Sega. However, the sequels are being published by Nintendo. Due to this legal issue, this leads me to believe that we have come to a close with Sega DLC representation. If Bayonetta was to get costumes, we would have likely seen it in the main game due to Nintendo's publication. With Sonic costumes added with Persona costumes, we have a DLC pack fully represented by the publisher Sega. Brilliant point there, something that not a lot of us picked up on when we saw Sonic, but in my opinion, I think we could be seeing all the DLC third-party costumes from 4 returning. I really do feel like they are returning, it's just because they were DLC in Smash 4, they need to be DLC again because the third parties will want money for their costumes being sold. It makes sense. I think all of them are going to be reintroduced, and I think now that we have this link, it makes sense that Sonic was reintroduced with the Persona spirits because Sega owns all those franchises, even if Persona is a Smash based on other publishers and their costumes from Smash 4. So let's continue with this theory and see if that is where it's going in its direction. Remember the microtransactions comment? Well, if you have costume representation for a third-party company and its properties, you could argue that the costumes are a part of an agreement for a third party to lend more representation to the game. If they were selling new Nintendo-based costumes, I think this would be a different case, but with a third party, it seems more like sponsored content. In retrospect, however, perhaps Reggie simply didn't consider costumes as microtransactions, but you can decide on that front. I don't think Reggie considered costumes microtransactions because they already existed in Smash 4. It's just part of the DLC package we've come to expect with Smash, and I think that is exactly what that's meant to mean. I don't think they consider them microtransactions at all. Also know that the Sonic costumes were originally from Smash 4 and 5. What's significant of this, all of the third-party costumes from 4 and 5 were missing from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Knowing that the Mii costumes are publisher-based, we can presume one of 2 outcomes. 1, either the remaining old DLC costumes are simply gone for good, or 2, all or most of the remaining publisher-based costumes will coincide along with these publisher packs. Don't necessarily agree completely, because we could also very much easily just see a whole bunch of costumes from various publishers get lumped together at E3 or in other sorts of showcases. I mean, if we go back to when they revealed all these costumes for Smash 4, for 3DS and Wii U, not all of the publishers' costumes were mixed in together. Like, they definitely mixed it up, and there wasn't necessarily a pattern to it. While I do agree that obviously if we do get a new character from a specific publisher, it makes sense to bring those costumes back. So for example, if we get a Square Enix character next time, Gino's costume might come back. I also think that using this to figure out all of the next characters that are coming to the game is a bit flawed because there's always the chance we could get new companies like Microsoft or Bethesda potentially coming in with some representation. These would include Bandai Namco, Gil's Armor, Lloyd outfit, Heihachi outfit, which is 3 franchises, Square Enix is the Chocobo hat and the Geno outfit, which is 2 franchises, Capcom, the Monster Hunter outfit, Rathalos Mail, Zero's armor, Mega Man EXE's armor, X's armor, Proto Man's armor, 2 franchises counting Mega Man franchise as 1. This means if any of these costumes are to come back, they will undoubtedly be bundled together with DLC. Not 100%, I don't agree with that 100%. I feel like it's possible to speculate that is a possibility, and it is a likely possibility, but it's not 100%. But does this guarantee a newcomer for each publisher? Let's dive deeper. I should quickly note the elephant in the room, the Virtua Fighter costumes. Akira was possibly dropped from Sega's costume since he's an assist trophy. Jackie was also another costume, also from Sega. Considering Virtua Fighter, though, isn't the most popular Sega franchise, it might also be possible they favored not to put the effort out to sell these costumes. Either way, it is a discrepancy I need to note, as it confirms that every costume is going to be making a comeback, and maybe some of these were also deemed unworthy of resale. I actually think it's very likely, at least in Capcom's representation, that we could be seeing the Monster Hunter and Mega Man stuff coming back. I feel like we could see all of those items coming back. It would make sense to bring the Proto Man armor back in the X armor, simply because we already have models for those characters in Mega Man's Final Smash, so it wouldn't be difficult to make that a costume. Maybe Zero's armor, I'm not sure, because obviously he is an assist trophy, and I don't know if they'll want to take away that mojo, but they could easily make some funny skit about how someone's dressed up as Zero and they summon the Zero assist trophy, you know. It makes sense, okay. But yeah, let's continue on and see what this person says about each of the publishers, and then we'll continue and I'll give my thoughts after. Character representation by publisher. So far, the following DLC characters exist with ties to the following publishers. Konami has Snake, Simon, and Richter, 2 franchises, 3 characters, 1 Echo. Capcom has Mega Man, Ryu, and Ken, 2 franchises, 3 characters, 1 Echo. Bandai Namco has Pac-Man, 1 franchise, 1 character. Square Enix has Cloud, 1 franchise, 1 character. Sega has Sonic, Joker, and Bayonetta, 3 franchises, 3 characters. Okay. First off, I should note that we have 5 publishers and 5 DLC characters, but a few points I want to make. 1, we have a lot of Konami spirits in the game, and 3 characters if you count Echoes. Given there are no existing costumes, if we are to have a new rep, we would need new costumes. 2, Capcom has a lot of Mega Man representation. They already have 2 franchises for representation. I could see a 3rd representative worth making a costume pack for, but also don't have much representation outside of Pac-Man. With new costumes to pack alongside the more popular Lloyd and Heihachi outfits, assuming they are not represented franchises for DLC, I can see a new character as likely since they are already helping with the games and thus seem easy enough to work out a deal with. We said that in Smash 4 and they never came up with a new character, and they didn't get a new character in the base game either for Smash 5, for Ultimate, so I don't know. I really don't think we're going to be getting a Bandai Namco rep. I just don't think there is enough demand for a Tails character, or even for Heihachi. I actually feel like they are lower on the scale of demand from a lot of more casual code they ever need for representation, but on the other hand, we already know how difficult it has been for Nintendo to work with them. With all the potential characters, though, a DLC character with the popular Geno costume alongside it seems plausible. So, no, Mii costumes are a good indicator, but not an end-all decider of what publishers will be DLC. However, having these costumes and spirits combined with the new stages and music points towards third-party reps all around. Okay, I'm glad that at the end of this, the thread acknowledges that this is an indicator, but not a decider, because I don't actually believe that costume packs are always going to, sort of connect with the DLC character we end up getting. In fact, I don't think all of these publishers are going to get representatives in the DLC, but I do think all of their costumes will return, so we will see, but I think it is highly unlikely that Konami, Capcom, Namco, and Square Enix are all going to be the final 4 franchises or publishers that get franchises in the game, because I really, really am banking on that Microsoft rep. I'm really banking on it. Okay. Sequel mindset. Let's be honest here. Ultimate is arguably the best Smash game yet, but it wouldn't be the last. We already know how hard third parties were to get in the first place for Ultimate, and it's sad to say that some of these characters might not come back for Smash 7. Yes, Wii U and 3DS were different titles. I just consider them both Smash 4. It's easier. Everyone else does. You're the only person who doesn't. With that in mind, the only logical choice is to save potential first parties for first picks in the next game. We already know this is exactly what happened with the Inklings due to their massive success, and with fan-favorite requests like Ridley and K. Rool being added close behind, and Isabelle and Incineroar being the last quick additions, it's safe to surmise that today's fan-favorite first parties are top contenders for the next game, or batch of DLC if they decide to go a non-pillar of representation route. Here's the thing that I disagree here, is that we are thinking about a sequel to Ultimate way too early. Ultimate is not going to get a sequel for at least, I would say, 8 to 9 years. I really don't see another Smash game coming for a very long time because Ultimate is the Smash game. It's the definitive game. Everyone is here. Why release a new game later down the line but having to take out all of these characters when you can just keep adding to Ultimate? And it's also worth noting that the Switch is probably going to be around for another like 4 to 5 years, possibly longer. And until we get a new console, we're not going to be getting a new Smash game. There is no point in making a second Smash game for the Switch. So I don't think Nintendo's thinking about a sequel mindset at all. I think if we are going to get some more of those first-party loved characters, it will be through a second season of DLC, and I don't even think that's particularly likely because I know what Nintendo's like, and they don't usually go with the money-making schemes. They usually just like, you know what, we'll give you these DLCs and then we're just gonna stop. We're not gonna bother with any more, and I really hope they make more DLC because God, I would buy it. Okay, anyway, final conclusion. To summarize, I do not believe that having existing Mii costumes confirms a DLC character is coming from that publisher, but if a publisher is to have a DLC character, they will bundle it alongside costumes from that publisher. With all the old Nintendo costumes from 4 and 5 being in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and the fact that new first-party costumes and reps would be best saved for a sequel game, I do think all the newfound information points to a third-party inclusions and costumes. This goes for new publishers as well. If we get a Microsoft rep like Banjo, for example, the Mii costume wave will be from Microsoft properties, such as a Steve costume and Master Chief armor. Using analysis from these 4 pillars of stage, music, and especially spirits and costumes should be a good indicator of DLC going forwards. What are your thoughts on the implications of these costumes, folks? Well, I think exactly the same as you, to be quite frank. If a company is going to get a character, they're going to get DLC costumes from their company going along with said character. That makes complete sense. That being said, I don't think it's necessarily a good indicator of guessing which companies from Smash 4 are going to be getting a new character in Ultimate, because one of them could be getting a new one, 2 of them could be getting a new one, none of them could be getting a new one out of the ones that we've got left, and that is something that we have to just keep in mind, because I feel like new companies, you know, just new companies in general could really kind of throw that out the window. That being said, this goes very much in line with my speculation that third parties are really the name of the game this time round, and I'm gonna be completely honest, guys, I think first parties are done. I really do think first parties are not happening this time around. Maybe we will get a special DLC pass pack thing for first parties specifically in a few years. Maybe when they decide to, hopefully, make some assist trophies playable characters. But for now, I really think that that is pretty much that in terms of first parties, and I think third parties are going to rule the day. I really need to do a re-rate their chances, I really do. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching this video. What are your thoughts? Do you guys think that this thread is speaking truth? Do you guys think that costumes can be used as an indicator to figure out who is coming next? And if so, who do you think's coming next? Do you think Square Enix is going to get that Erdrick representation, or do you think maybe Konami is going to surprise us with another character? Well, we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my previous videos if you're not already. And don't forget to check out all of that fun stuff in the description below. I've got a Twitter. I have two Discords now, actually. And it's all pretty fun. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.